In this lesson, we are going to go deep into driving traffic with Pinterest, and it's free, you guys. This is the best part. So in this lesson, we are going to cover what the purpose of Pinterest will be for your shop, how I used the Pinterest strategy and what that exactly did for me, the steps of the Pinterest strategy, step by step, how to integrate the Pinterest strategy into your daily life. The key is daily life, which means we're talking about being consistent, right? So the purpose of Pinterest, right? Pinterest is a great place to get your links out there because people on Pinterest are expecting to click out of Pinterest to go to an external link. Unlike Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those are not friendly places for e-commerce brands to post external links, because a lot of the times when you post a link and if someone clicks on it, they will see a button that says, "Ooh, are you sure you want to leave Instagram and go to this link, to this external website?" It's almost like a firewall that comes up, and it gives customers a red flag of, "Ooh, alert, alert. What is this site? I don't really know what I'm clicking on." It makes them really think twice. A lot of times they won't even do that because then it messes up their whole search and scrolling process that they were doing, kind of going down the rabbit hole on Instagram or TikTok or wherever they were. So Pinterest is great because Pinterest is a platform that has trained its users to click on links to go externally. So that's the whole purpose of Pinterest. That's why we want to start there. So the purpose of Pinterest for you is going to be getting many, many links to your shop out on the World Wide Web, right? We want to get as many links out there. You need to have links to your shop in as many places as possible. And this is not links to your shop homepage, right? We're not pinning things from our shop homepage. We're pinning things from specific listings. Pinterest traffic is honestly like a snowball. So pins live forever, and it's well worth the upfront investment in your time because you're going to see a compounding effect of these people repinning your stuff, and it's going to grow and grow your traffic. So it's definitely a compounding effect. You put in the time up front. The time really is the investment here. It's not a financial investment, but it's an investment of your time, which is why it's really great to outsource to someone like, a spouse or your kids, people who might honestly be on Pinterest a lot already. This could be something where if you're making this a family business, you can get their help in. So it's really easy. It's about consistency, and the investment, all it costs you is a little bit of time, but it's way more worth it than spending money on Etsy ads. Okay, so what is the purpose of Pinterest? Pinterest is not about trying to get new followers and connect with new customers, right? This is not something where it's like Instagram where you're trying to build up your followers, right? This is more about optimizing your pins than building up a following. So Pinterest is also not for building your personal shop brand. This is not about your brand. This is not about building up your brand image and your brand reputation on Pinterest, not like Instagram. So you're never going to have a customer look up your brand name on Pinterest. This is not really designed to be a place where someone will search for your shop's name at the top of their Pinterest homepage. That's not what Pinterest is designed to be like and be for. Instagram, yes, they're going to type your name in, right? They're going to try to find you on Instagram. But on Pinterest, they're not searching for you. They're searching for topics, right? So this is why a lot of people on Pinterest are able to create businesses where they are getting a lot of repins and they have a lot of history, traffic built up on their own pins. So they start to sell packages where they are willing to repin your pins on their page for you for a fee. So this just proves that it does not matter what the source of who pinned what is. It really just matters. The pin itself is the value, not the person who pinned it. So this is not about building your personal shop brand. And Pinterest is not a place that you are going to nurture your customers and connect with your current customers. It's not a place to build relationships like Instagram is, right? You're not going to be messaging them in the DMs. Like, people aren't going to be requesting things from you on Pinterest. They're not going to be trying to buy things directly from you in your messages on Pinterest. They're not going to be asking you about their orders. They're not going to be asking you if you can make this or that. This really is about the pins and the content of what you're pinning and the links that you're putting out there, not about the source of that information, whoever is creating the pin. So you're not going to be connecting with customers here. It's not a socialization platform. Pinterest is simply a place to sprinkle your links that will give you a compounding effect on that effort, and you'll get traffic from it. So it's about products in the links, not your brand name. So put simply, think of it like this. Pinterest is simply a place to build up traffic through links to your products that you are consistently scattering around like seeds. Okay, you are consistently going to sprinkle those seeds, and in time they will grow and bloom. So this is the traffic showing up to your shop. That's what the blooming is, right? So you're going to sprinkle those seeds around. The seeds are your links, that they're your pins. Sprinkle them around. Some will bloom, some won't, but you've got to throw a lot out there consistently in order to get consistent traffic as the result. So another thing about Pinterest is that it is not always predictable as to which which exact pin will pop off or go viral. So it's not like you can say, I'm making this pin and this is going to become viral because I'm posting it at this time of day or something like that. You really have a lot less control about how viral something becomes, but you can do specific things that increase the chances of having viral pins. So you can do specific things to help your chances, but there's no guarantees on Pinterest. So is Pinterest really worth it? Yes, 100%. This is the place to spend your time in building traffic organically. Along with Facebook, I would say Pinterest is just as important as being in those Facebook groups and Facebook Marketplace. So for me in 2021, I had 62,000 visits from social media. Okay, this is not a lot because I'm going to explain this later on, but Pinterest was responsible for 58,000 of those 62,000 visits. I have not had to touch Pinterest in 4 years, you guys. So I stopped really touching Pinterest in like year 2 of my business. So 4 years later, the hard work of this strategy is still paying off. I am getting 62,000 visits from social media without any effort at all. And I'm not paying anything for that because of the seeds that I sprinkled up front when I was building traction in my business. So it's all work up front that's going to pay off. So in 2020, just for perspective, 2021, I only got 62,000 visits from social media. In 2020, 110,000 visits came from social media. Pinterest was responsible for 104,000 of those. And I hadn't touched Pinterest in 3 years at that point. So I was only 3 years really removed from touching the platform and pinning things. So in 2019, the year previous, 123,000 visits came from social media, and Pinterest was responsible for 103 of those. And at that point in 2019, I had not touched Pinterest in 2 years. So this was effortless, all just a residual effect from the hard work I put in upfront with Pinterest. In 2018, 121 visits came from social media. Pinterest was responsible for 117,000 of those. And at that point, I had not touched Pinterest in a full year. That's pretty good to get all that traffic when you really are not putting in the work after that first couple of years of building it up. So my point is that Pinterest is not something that needs to take over your life for years and years in order to work for you. This is really about 1 year of really strong consistency and then coasting from the momentum and the snowball effect that gives you. So 6 years later, yes, my traffic's going down, but I'm coasting and my sales are increasing because I'm a market leader in almost every category that I sell on Etsy, and it's a snowball effect. So now I'm going to share with you a little bit more about why my Pinterest traffic has gone down. You see that it has slowly gone down over the years. And honestly, it doesn't matter because my sales are increasing, so I really don't mind. I simply did not need Pinterest traffic to get an increase in my sales anymore. So in the beginning, yes, I really needed Pinterest to ramp up my sales, to scale my business. And it was a necessary part of my strategy of my first $100,000, right? Because you guys, you need to know what is necessary to get that first 100,000. It's a different strategy than what's necessary to maintain 300 to 400,000. So this is why I'm giving you this strategy right now, because this really matters. When you get to the marathon strategy and where you're making $300,000 to $400,000 a year consistently, you are a market leader on Etsy. You're going to be a market leader in something if you're at that level, and you no longer need to really work very hard for your sales at that point. When you're a market leader, it's much more effortless, and you don't need to spend time investing in driving traffic to your own listings because the sales just kind of pour in without really putting effort into it. So in year 3 to year 4 for me, I went from $245,000 on Etsy in year 3, and then in year 4, I did $360,000. So it no longer required my hard work on the back end to drive traffic, i.e. Pinterest. I did not need Pinterest to get traffic and views. I was growing from 245 to 360 in a year, and I was coasting. Very, very comfortable with this revenue number. I did not feel like I really had to push. I was focusing more on fulfillment than trying to drive more traffic than I already had, because at this time, personally in my life, my husband was actually deployed on a submarine. I'm not going to say where, but it was, dangerous area, deployed, didn't hear from him for months at a time, no email, no phone, nothing. So I was basically a single mom at the time, and I was at my absolute max capacity with a baby at home. And I was honestly almost driving my prices up, increasing my prices like as much as possible in order to keep up with demand and slow demand down a little bit versus hustling to get more sales. So that is why I really took my foot off the gas on Pinterest. I do not need this to get sales. The sales are really just pouring in effortlessly. And it's kind of like drinking water from a fire hose, right? My husband was gone. I had the baby and I'm on my own, no family around. And I've got to maximize what I've got here versus trying to drive more customers to myself. I just tried to raise my average order value, raise my margin so that I'm taking home more profit. So that's kind of the story about why my traffic went down. And I'm totally comfortable with that because I'm very comfortable with my sales volume. So this is the benefit though of putting in the sacrifice up front. This is why it is important to do this up front. Don't wait till you're 2, 3, or 4 to do your Pinterest strategy, right? You got to go hard out the gate. You have to start sprinkling those seeds around because of the compounding effect over time that you will see as a result. So you got to put the sacrifice in up front, and you'll definitely see it pay off. So now you might be asking, okay, do I need to do Pinterest ads? Is this something that I should be doing? Tell me what to do here. Okay, no, you really, really do not need to do Pinterest ads. I've never once in my life paid for an ad on Pinterest, and you really do not need to do it. Okay, do not invest in ads. Invest your time instead in making photos that are optimized for Pinterest. So you have to know, once you open a business Pinterest account, they're going to reach out to you, right? They're going to reach out to you once they see you start pinning stuff, especially to different e-commerce sites like Etsy and driving traffic to your page. Pinterest reaches out and they try to set you up with an ad system and an ad program. But this is very, very unnecessary. As long as you are willing to do the work of pinning yourself, you do not need to be setting up ads. Now, another question you might have is, should I automate the pinning on Pinterest? Should I automate this? Should I set up a tool to do this, like Tailwind? Okay, tools for automation on Pinterest have never ever been my strategy, although they are out there. So the example is Tailwind. You can do it on that. Personally, I think it's really valuable to do it yourself, because I have chosen my whole strategy in my business is driving traffic organically. It is not relying on ads. And since Pinterest is a place that you should actually be using, you should be on there anyways, using it to identify trends. I do believe that it really is important for you to be in Pinterest yourself so that you are able to pick up the trends. It's a really important place for you to be regardless. So remember, in order to align the best with your customer and anticipate trends before they get to Etsy, you need to keep your eyes and ears open for opportunity to serve them and better align with them. So this is not something I recommend automating. I do not recommend automating Pinterest until after you get traction, because Pinterest can be a huge asset to you. This can lead you to product ideas that are not yet popular on Etsy. This can bring trends to your mind, get you thinking of ideas ahead of your competition. So it's very valuable to spend your time here, especially while you're getting traction during that sprinting phase. I do not recommend automating Pinterest. I personally have never automated it even after I've gotten traction, because I really like keeping a close pulse on the market. And I think this has really been key to my success in becoming a market leader with over 40 power listings that have all done over $20,000 in their lifetime sales. So a huge strategy of mine on Etsy is becoming a market leader in things, right? Picking up trends, picking up product ideas before it's become saturated. And this has been so key in my whole strategy and allowed me to be a market leader where I can raise my prices. I can see my sales increase. The competition really doesn't stand a chance because I'm not competing on price, and my customers aren't motivated only by price. So if you want to be someone who is getting a lot of power listings on Etsy, which are those listings that are always at the very top of search results, their lifetime sales, my threshold for calling it a power listing is over $20,000 in sales for that one listing. I have over 40 of these listings, and building a business like that, it makes it so nice and you can really coast when you do this. So Pinterest is a huge reason I've been able to do that. Keep your eyes and ears open. Do Pinterest yourself. It's going to lead you to some really big gold mines on Etsy. A lot of your competition are going to be outsourcing or automating Pinterest, especially the bigger players on Etsy. Some of those bigger shops, they're outsourcing this. Or maybe those bigger shops are not doing anything with Pinterest at all. Okay, you guys, this is me. This is me now. I'm not doing anything with Pinterest at all. I've completely taken my foot off the gas. Because I don't need to do it. So a lot of the big shops, they either outsource or automate it, or they don't do it at all anymore. So this is a huge opportunity for you to get a competitive advantage, and it is free, and you can just take it and run with it. So there's no reason you shouldn't be doing this. I also find personally that doing the Pinterest work, being on Pinterest keeps me inspired and creative and motivated to think of new ideas. So honestly, if you don't look outside yourself and for inspiration, right? If you're relying only on your own mind for inspiration and coming up with your own ideas, it's really easy to lose speed and excitement about your business during that sprinting phase. So I find that being on Pinterest, it is a place to get inspired. It gets your wheels turning. Even if you don't get a product idea directly from Pinterest, it influences you and how you take your photos and how you in certain color themes that you're picking up on as trends. So I really recommend getting in there yourself. It is only going to amplify your growth. Pinterest will amplify your growth in every single way. So